If you're in a position where your partner makes way more money than you do and will probably always make more money than you ever will, you feel some sort of guilt about not being able to financially pull your weight in the relationship, you can fix that by becoming something that I like to call the wealth multiplier. I feel like in my marriage, I put a lot of pressure on myself to pull the weight financially and be equal to my partner, which makes no sense because he's older than me and he has a much more established career than me. So it does not make sense logically to want that for myself, but I just put the pressure on myself. I think I used to get really in my head about it and it would negatively impact my performance at work because I was like, well, I'm never gonna make as much money as he does, so what's the point? Then I entered something called my wealth multiplier era. The whole concept behind the wealth multiplier is they are the person who takes the other person's salary or earnings or whatever and multiplies it and makes it so much bigger. They're the person who truly builds the long-standing generational wealth. Because you can't really build generational wealth through just salary alone. There has to be some sort of investing aspect to it. It doesn't just have to be investing, it can also be starting a business. Business ownership is the other way that you create wealth. Ever since I became the wealth multiplier in my relationship is when things just started working out really well for me. Because essentially what I do is that my husband has basically told me that whatever money he makes, I have free reign to invest however I see fit. Just because I don't make as much money as my husband doesn't mean that I'm not smart. I am very smart. And so I've created this investment strategy / investing portfolio that is seriously increasing our wealth. And the reason why it works so well is because my husband works a job. Like, he does not have time to do all the stuff that I do when it comes to real estate investing or anything like that. Because I have the time to devote towards investing and those kind of strategies, I'm the one that's multiplying the wealth. Like, I am putting work in. It may not be as active as a 9-to-5 job, but it's still doing all the heavy lifting to create all of that wealth for us in the future so that we can retire early. I know I can't be the only person in this situation financially with their partner. There's nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home wife or not having a job and just like enjoying and chilling and like living a soft life or whatever. What I am saying is that if you feel some sort of guilt or some sort of obligation in order to financially contribute to your relationship, it's not a bad idea to take on this role of like the wealth multiplier. If you're gonna take on this role as being the wealth multiplier, it's really important that you and your partner have the same risk appetite and the same financial outlook when it comes to investing. Because personally, me and my husband, we have a very aggressive risk appetite. Like, we love risk and we like to think that the higher the risk, the higher the reward. And we're young, so we're okay with taking risks with our investing strategy, which is why we invest a lot in real estate and that kind of thing. Because my career is so flexible and I have that kind of flexibility in my schedule because I'm a real estate agent, I have the time to devote towards doing real estate investing in a very practical, hands-on kind of way. I really think that the next era of power couples is going to be this exact structure of someone who earns a high salary and then someone who takes that money and is the wealth multiplier and creates tons of generational wealth for their family and generations to come.